Lace them up, let's start the show. We're digging in with Trip. 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 We're digging in with Trip today, yeah.
Well, they say you can't change a tiger's stripes, even if he's a penguin. Think about that. This guy's stripes have never changed one iota than the Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia native that he was and that he is. Even with all the success, all the celebrity, he has never left his core, his roots. He's our NHL Dig-In Player of the Month for February, presented by the New Country Auto Group. Why wouldn't it be? Sidney Crosby. Just having celebrated 1,000 games to add to his infinite list of other achievements in a career that is rolling and will continue to be for the years to come. Let's find out. The shovel's getting engraved with his name and number on it right now. Oh, this has got to rank right up there with some of the biggest things that he's done, the most special things he's accomplished in this game. Let's see right now what makes Sid tick. And let's talk about his shovel. Well, there's something missing. The dig-in shovel is not here. Why? It's getting engraved. The dig-in Player of the Month for February, celebrating his pure greatness, Sidney Crosby. So that's the name in 87 that's going to be on the shovel. Sidney joins us now. Sidney, I would have to seriously think that being the dig-in Player of the Month has to rank right up there with your greatest achievements.
It's got to be. It's hard to put it in perspective right now, but yeah, it's got to be.
I mean, let it marinate for a minute or two. While I've got you, partner, how do you define digging in?
How would I define? I'd say just being all in, committed, invested, however you want to call it, to whatever you're doing. Whether that's, as far as I look at it, whether it's training or playing and competing, sitting here and talking to you about hockey, you name it. That's how I see it.
When you think about your 1,000 games, your list of other achievements, I'm not even going to get into them. How would it compare, and what's the special nature of 1,000 played?
I mean, it's a nice number. It's more about the people. I think the people and the memories. When I think back over all those games, the friendships and the memories are what come to mind. Obviously, there's some games you look back on that are fun and that sort of thing. But it's I think it's just what hockey gives you the opportunity to do, and that's something you love every day, and obviously to form relationships and memories. So there's been a lot over the years, and I think that's probably how I see it when I look back over 1,000 games.
I consult you regularly on the show, and everybody, I'm just going to point to a couple of guys. Your dear friend, Trevor Daley, and a Stanley Cup winning teammate, Bill Guerin. Both have spoken about the person you are. I know from a friendship, not a teammate standpoint. But how, partner, do you define digging in terms of being the teammate you want to be?
I think it's just, when you grow up playing a team sport, you understand you want to be there for teammates and supportive. And, I think just when you look at different things that happen over a season, it's not always easy. I mean, it's a long season. There's a lot that happens. There's a lot of expectations and pressure to win. So I think just trying to be a good teammate, trying to really appreciate those relationships and those bonds that are formed when you're playing with guys, and when you have the opportunity to play in the NHL. It doesn't last forever. So I think just trying to make the most of the opportunity that you get to do something you love, and try to enjoy it with the people around you.
Well, hey, listen, don't let this go to your head. I've yet to see something go to your head, but you've never forgotten where you came from. You're a pure Maritimer. Why do you think that is? Who do you point to for the fact that, hey, you're salt of the earth, you've never changed?
I think it's family, it's your community, it's your friends. They would never let me forget, none of them. So if I did, I think they'd be the first ones to let me know. But I think it's, it's being proud of where you're from. And I think, the people that make up your community and your family. I have so many great memories of, growing up playing there, and all the friendships and all the people I had as role models growing up too. So I think with everything combined there, it keeps it pretty fresh in my mind.
Speaking of role models, if you had to pick an athlete in another sport, I don't know, a rock star actor that you say, maybe you've met him or her, that digs in your view and observation, anybody jump out at you?
There's a lot. I remember Steve Yzerman was always my favorite player growing up. I loved watching him play. I loved the way he competed. His leadership. Obviously, he played on great teams in Detroit. I would say Steve Yzerman was a big role model for me that I looked up to growing up.
My gosh, we met each other at Sullivan Steakhouse in Raleigh back in like 2004. He was my favorite too. We never have talked about that. Before I let you go, speaking about talking about something. Okay. So your backhand, straight as can be. Okay. You just about scored the lacrosse goal on, there's just no curve. How did you even get it up on the stick at Madison Square Garden?
I don't know. I usually try to, when I'm doing that, I usually try to do it on the backhand as much as I can when I'm messing around in practice. And that's almost become more normal for me than going on the forehand. So I've got a pretty straight blade. And if I put it on the heel, it's usually, pretty good. But unfortunately, that one didn't work. I would have loved to see that one go in, but I'll have to try it again sometime and hopefully it goes in.
I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'm betting on you. Finally, your team. You guys are trucking right along, and I think the most competitive division in the game right now. Give us a State of the Union, Captain.
Yeah, we're a little banged up. We've had some injuries, but I think we're just trying to grind and get through it. We're playing pretty good hockey lately, so they've been tight games. All these games could basically go either way, but we're giving ourselves a chance, and guys are stepping up. And like you said, it's a tight division, so every point is so important, and we're playing basically two teams this month, so we're seeing a lot of each other, and the games are huge.
Sid, Frank Sinatra said a friend in need is a pest. You have proved, I love Frank, but you've proven him to be wrong on that. And because of that, celebrating 1,000 games of greatness, the Rimouski from the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, where your number is in the rafters. We're so proud to have you the Dig-In Player of the Month in the NHL. Keep it going, baby.
All right. Thanks for having me, Trip.
I'll talk to you.
We're digging in with Trip today, yeah. Today, yeah. Today, yeah. Today.